and welcome back to Bookish Theories. In today's video, we'd like to talk about aespas and the drama trailers, focusing on a little breakdown of the videos to see what they can tell us about the story of this comeback. Now, according to the press release, drama will focus on the engaging story of girls who face their inner trauma and overcome them by writing their own drama. In the trailers, we got the first taste of this new concept, with aespa themselves becoming the protagonist of their own story. The first drama that we see is the one about Giselle, who plays the role of a girl trying to fulfill her dream of becoming an actress while also facing rejection for seemingly not fitting the role that people want her to play. In the video, her audition overlaps with a conversation that Giselle is having with a girl named Becky. In the story, Giselle seems to have been caught up in a rumor that Becky is now telling her about. According to her, it was Jacob the one who started it, but Giselle doesn't believe her. She thinks it's actually Becky the one always making up rumors about her, but when she finally confronts her about it, Becky denies all accusations. When she's asked to call Jacob to corroborate her story, however, she refuses to do so, thus proving that Giselle might have been right all along. Sick and tired of Becky's lies, Giselle closes her bedroom door to her face and eventually decides to leave. As the fight escalates, Becky shows her true colors. She tells Giselle that she's nothing without her, that she's not brave enough to survive on her own. But when Becky tells her that this is not her, Giselle faces her one last time to tell her that this is indeed who she is. Back at the audition, however, Giselle has to face other people doubting her worth. While she's channeling her own trauma to bring to life her own drama, the casting directors are not having it. Like Becky, they want her to be more passive and insecure, easier to manipulate even. Giselle would like to play a stronger and more outspoken character, but nobody in her life thinks that she's like that. They all think she's weak and fit to play a weak character, so Giselle's drama revolves around finding her own voice in a world that wants to silence it. Winter's drama, on the other hand, is an action sequence where she is on her way to avenge a loved one. In the opening, we see her crying in the shower with her face full of bruises. Right off the bat, we understand that something traumatic has happened, and in the very next scene, we get an idea of what that might be. As Winter breaks in a house armed with a hammer, a message plays on the voicemail. A woman is calling Tony, who is the man living in the house. She tells him that she received a call from the guy's sister, and even if what happened was an accident, she still feels bad for the both of them. The lady tells Tony to call her back, but soon enough we discover that Tony most likely won't have a chance to do that. As the message plays, in fact, Winter goes on a rampage to revenge kill the man. As visions of a car crash blind their judgment, Tony hides, but she finds him anyway and eventually chokes him to death. In the drama, it seems that Winter survived the car crash that killed her brother, which is why at the very beginning we saw her crying in the shower covered in bruises. Both Tony and the lady on the phone were probably involved in the crash, and even if the lady feels bad about it and realizes it was an accident, this is not enough for Winter to move on. Blinded by grief, Winter goes on a quest to avenge her brother, and in order to do so, she decides to give the ultimate punishment to Tony, who is the one who probably caused the accident to begin with. By the end, it seems that Winter ended the guy, so her trauma and drama revolve around grief and revenge. Next up, we get to Ningning, whose drama begins a choir practice. As the choir sings Silent Night, Ningning seems very distracted by a girl singing on the front row. Throughout the video, we not only discover that the stranger is a biker, but also that her and Ningning are very close. They spend a lot of time together, they dance, they go on rides together, and as they stop at a phone booth, it's pretty clear that the two of them have romantic feelings for each other. This is also something that Ningning herself confirmed on Weavers. Her drama is supposed to portray a love story, but when the girlfriend removes the helmet, we discover that it's none other than Ningning herself. This could be a metaphor implying that Ningning's character is kinda living a double life. When they're practicing, the two girls kinda steal glances and are secretive about it, but when they're alone, they're fully free to be themselves and enjoy each other's company. Last but not least, we get to Karina's drama, who in turn plays the role of a spy, also living a double life as a celebrity. As Karina moves around town, in the background we can hear a voice reciting contrasting words, with the only odd one being the word trauma. This narration of opposites really highlights the double nature of Karina's character, who in turn also lives two contrasting lives. She is both a spy who moves in the shadows and a celebrity in the public eye, and like the narration implies, the only thing that unites these two sides is the trauma that she endured, which in the video is represented by the cut that she has on her neck. At the beginning, Karina the celebrity gets in a taxi and is immediately recognized by the driver. After she knocks him out and she changes in the backseat, the page of a script flashes on screen. This is the script of Karina's drama, the one that we'll see unfold for the rest of the video. The script describes a scene set in an abandoned theater where Karina's steps can be heard on the wooden floor and the ticking of the clock reminds us of the urgency of her disguise. Later in the video, we see Karina doing exactly that, and like in the script, she's about to face something related to her fake identity. By the looks of it seems that Karina's double life might be on the verge of getting exposed. As Karina the spy moves downtown, there is a quick shot of a car getting chased by police. At the same time, Karina the celebrity confronts the press, and as she does, her body is set on fire. When we cut back to Karina the spy, a giant billboard with her face on it is on fire too, with her reflection being completely engulfed by the flames. Considering the car chase, it's possible that Karina's double identity was exposed, and as she is forced to confront the press, her public disguise gets compromised as a result. With her public persona no longer usable, Karina is now forced to deal with this problem as a secret agent rather than as a celebrity, because that disguise literally went up in flames. In the teaser for drama, we see that a lot of the elements from the trailers will also appear in the video, so stay tuned because this story is far from over. In the meantime, however, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please think about liking and subscribing. As always, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.